how David repents. It's a powerful song. But this idea of too much play or entertainment, if we indulge so that we have an inordinate desire for play, we get addicted to entertainment, then that's disordered and it creates an effeminacy, it creates a softness. Now, again, Thomas Aquinas will say, it's okay to have entertainment. It's okay to play. It's a good thing. In fact, he even uses the analogy that if you don't relax and take leisure, you'll be like a bow that's always drawn, and therefore it loses its tautness. Right? So you've got to relax. You've got to disengage. But disengagement should not be the norm. Right? God gave 1 day to rest, not 6 days to rest and 1 day to work. And so that's the idea. So the second thing is comfort. And I regard this idea of comfort with clothing. We want soft clothing. We want to be comfortable. In fact, I find myself, I'll dress up well for work, but then on the weekend, on Sundays, I want to be casual because it's more comfortable. So I go to worship God on Sunday, and I don't wear a tie, but I wear a tie for my employees. I wear a tie for work, and then I realized I was falling into this effeminate wanting to be comfortable. I had this disordered desire to be comfortable on Sundays because it's the weekend, it's my off time. So now I've made it the discipline that I dress up for the Lord's Day to honor Him who died for me on the cross. And I can wear a tie for that. But there's all these little ways our culture tempts us to lose the toughness of...
In 2 miles, use the left lane to take exit 260B for I81 North toward Wilkes-Barre.
How often, by the way, do we complain about the temperature? Or we complain about food? Or we complain about travel? Or we complain about anything? St. Thomas Aquinas says, if you complain, it's a sign of effeminacy. A complainer, constant complaining, is a sign of weakness. It's a sign of weakness. Real men don't whine. And that was the old motto, and that was the old model. And we've lost it. And we indulge in it. And I find myself, after reading these kinds of things and studying these things, I'll find myself complaining about something. And I catch myself. And I realized over time how much I complained about stupid things. Like, oh man, is it cold out? For a man, what does it matter? Toughen up. Right? Who cares? But we've lost that sense of things. So you can see with this idea of entertainment, this idea of comfort, pleasure. Everything has to be pleasurable. We can't just drink water. We have to have sugar in our water.
In half a mile, use the left lane to take exit 260B for I81 North toward Wilkes-Barre.
Music, or the TV always has to be on. It's entertainment 24/7. Entertainment 24/7. Well, in an entertainment culture, you end up with an effeminate culture.
Use the left lane to take exit 260B.
Entertainment, your will becomes softened and weakened. And Thomas Aquinas warned us about that. He warned us about that. Now, I want to look at, those are some of the things that people who have effeminacy get inclined to, but there's certain things that they are an aversion to. I want to list some of those things. What is it that people who have the problem with effeminacy have an aversion to? First, that Thomas lists is labor, hard work. Work is something that people who want to be comfortable, want to be soft, want to be lazy, want to be effeminate, work is something they don't want to do. And so they're reluctant. Reagan was president, he would go back to his ranch in California. And one of the things that Ronald Reagan loved to do on his ranch, one of the first things he'd do is he'd go and fix fence posts. It was hard physical labor. And he'd go out there and he'd fix the fence posts. And the Secret Service at first, Secret Service agents would be like, Mr. President, let me help you with that. You know, don't lift that up on your own. He's like, no, leave me alone. I want to do this. Reagan was the world's leader. He was a mensch. He was a man. But he wasn't afraid of labor, of hard physical work. And and he wanted to throw himself into that. He didn't want to become soft. Like so many who experience success, and then that success leads to softness. That softness leads to a weakness of character. Reagan didn't want to be soft. I love that story. The second thing that people have an aversion to in effeminacy is activity, whether physical activity or mental activity. The mental activity of thinking through things, making decisions. Mental work, we now know through studies, burns an intense amount of glucose, sugar, and energy. You can burn just as much with intense mental work as you can with intense physical work. And so mental work is tough, it's demanding. And again, calculating things, thinking about things, making tough decisions, that's taxing on the mind. And again, softness and effeminacy doesn't like to push the mind, nor does it like to push the body. But God gave us a mind and a body. And manhood, and the virtue of manhood, is to push both towards excellence. To push us towards excellence physically as well as mentally. But effeminacy desires passivity. It doesn't like activity. And I remember reading this, and it really pushed me, because I would, get home after an intense day of work, and I would just like to relax. And my dog would be in the habit of liking to walk. And after dinner, my dog waits till I'm done eating, and she's a beautiful black lab, and then she puts her nose right under my elbow and pops it. She keeps nudging me with her battering ram with her nose, telling me it's time to go for a walk. And I feel lazy. But one of the things I try to make it as a resolution is that I would be active versus passive. That I wanted to be active versus passive. And I challenged myself to do that. Now last week, it was really cold in Colorado. Not that I'm complaining. And there was a couple nights that I didn't, and I felt guilty. I'm like, all right, I'm whipping out. I've been effeminate for 2 days in a row. I'm going out there in the cold. And I'm taking the dog, and I'm going to go for a good walk. And I came back refreshed. Freezing, but refreshed. But that's the thing. God gave us the gift of this life not to be passive spectators, not to sit as couch potatoes, but to live life, to engage, and to be active in it, right? And so we don't want to fall into the passivity that effeminacy creates in us. We have to fight it. Every man at every stage of his life has to fight the danger and the temptations of effeminacy. The other thing that effeminacy has an aversion of is pain and conflict. Now, sometimes there's a good old phrase, I'm sure, invented by men for men: no pain, no gain. If you're going to do athletics, you got to go through the pain and push yourself. If you're going to be an athlete, you have to work and labor. If you want to be successful in a business or in a career, you got to work hard. You got to labor. No pain, no gain. But the effeminate decides the cost of being successful, too high a cost. Much easier to be broke and rent, but to be happily, merrily entertained on my parents' Netflix account. Right? That is the temptation. That is the temptation. And it's a growing temptation in our culture. Why is it a growing temptation in our culture? It's not that young people aren't as virtuous as older generations. That's not it at all. They're no different. It's that our culture has reached a point where we have become amazingly successful and wealthy. And just as what happened in the Roman Empire, when Caesar Augustus addressed the equestrian class, the upper class of the Romans, and what was happening at that time in the 1st century AD, Augustus saw the beginning of the decline of the Roman Empire. He saw that the young men didn't want to get married. They were sleeping around, but they weren't getting married. And those who were married were getting divorced all the time. All they cared about was pleasure, not loyalty, not virtue, not character. And that self-indulgence was leading them to not have children and to put off marriage and childbearing. So he upgraded them. He said, if you, the leadership class of Rome, doesn't pursue marriage and give yourself generously to children, you're going to become soft and the empire will be lost. He saw the decline of Rome as it began. And why did it begin with such a decline? The Romans, who were known for nobility of manhood, a strength of character, virtue being and nobility being the highest things, they conquered the world. They were so strong. Who defeated Rome? Nobody. Rome just sunk into mediocrity and effeminacy. So they hired out people to work in their armies. They hired out the tribes. And eventually those tribes conquered them. Right? The barbarians conquered Rome because the barbarians were working in the Roman armies. And the Roman population began to dwindle, began to shrink, because there was a lack of generosity in Romans' hearts to have children. Because having many children is a financial hit. And it takes work. And if you're effeminate, you don't want work. And you want money. And you want comfort. My friends, our culture is so dang effeminate right now. Children are seen as a burden and as a cost. Where's the magnanimity? That was a great virtue for the ancients. What's magnanimity mean? Most young people don't even know what that word means. Magnanimity, magnus animus, greatness of heart. It is where you go after great goods and you have the nobility to pursue something arduous. Maybe you're going to be a great athlete. Maybe you're going to start a great business. Maybe you're going to start a great career and you want to get into this college. But you strive hard for a great noble goal. But the thing about all great goals, they're hard. They come at a cost. And our culture wants the bar so low you can trip over it to make it. That is because our culture has become like the Romans. We've conquered the world. We have a great economy. And now the wealth is softening us. And it's a cancer. We don't have to work. We have an entertainment culture 24/7. We have ease. And what is evaporating? Manhood. And those who see authentic manhood despise it. Because the opposite of magnanimity is achadia. There's even a luxury car named after that vice. I don't even know if people know Latin. Achadia. Achadia is the vice that's the opposite of magnanimity. You know, and I'll give you an example of magnanimity. Magnanimity is, I remember my son when he was playing Little League Baseball. His team had gone, I think, 11-0. And they were in their last game, and it was going to be a perfect season. And they were losing. It was getting to the last innings of the game. And they had a couple guys on, but they had 2 outs. And my son came up, and he hated striking out because he felt like a failure for his team. So he's up there, and he swung and missed. Swung and missed. And I'm like, oh, Lord, please don't. This is going to be a devastating night if he strikes out. And I loved what he did next because I was afraid he would wait, that he'd be paralyzed to swing. And he swung away and got a double. He wasn't afraid to swing with 2 strikes. That is magnanimity on a small scale. Magnanimity is when you're not afraid of failure. You're not afraid of losing. You're not afraid of fear. You're willing to face your fears and fight on. That is courage. That is magnanimity. But the opposite of that is achadia. Achadia is where you see a good that you should pursue, like getting a hit in baseball, learning a new skill with a computer, or taking a risk and calling somebody for a date. And you feel like, well, what if I strike out? What if I can't learn that new skill and I make myself a fool? What if she says no and I call her and ask her out on a date? Achadia is where you give in to your fear and you don't pursue a difficult good that has risk involved. And achadia leads to a smallness of heart, because the first symptom of achadia is sadness. You're just sad because you know you're supposed to go do something great or something good, but you're afraid of the risk or the work. So you don't pursue it. So you're sad. And then after a while of doing this,
well, that was my 15 minutes of fame, the trucker's life traveling in the country. That was a little bit of Interstate 81 or Interstate 80, and then I turned on to Interstate 81 North in Pennsylvania. And thank you. God bless. Have a blessed day.